group came up with two top priorities, really, because they were linked. But we also sort of touched on some of the issues that have already come up with economy and transport. First issue was the provision of affordable housing. This is a real concern. There's huge waiting lists on social housing at the moment. It's increased over the last 3 years. And then there's big concerns about how that's just going to keep increasing with some of the things that are coming up. There's a couple more large employers leaving the area over the next year or so. There's all the changes in welfare reform with the housing benefit caps coming in and sort of continued recession. There's real concern that waiting list is just going to get higher and higher. And how do we address that? The other concern, which is kind of linked to that, is what we termed as financial well-being, and people being able to manage their money, not getting into debt. And we thought that this is something that the awareness really needs to start from the young, from some kind of tuition in school about money management, more access to money management for adults, more access to credit unions as an option over using some of the debt, some of the credit card kind of solutions and insurance solutions that have such high interest rates. The provision of social housing, one of the sort of on the action front, people were talking about whether the council could free up more land for social housing. There was also, relating to economy, there was the need for more employment in the town, larger employers and high-level employment to kind of kickstart the economy and the housing market again. From that, if you get more private developers building, then their need to provide social housing with those private developments. We also talked about the knock-on effects of poverty and poor housing, around malnutrition, effects on education, effects on health, obesity, and so the need for kind of provision of playgrounds, walkways, cycleways, green spaces within housing areas. And then we also touched on a few other issues just around kind of infrastructure, inner town facilities, fuel poverty and the need for making social housing in older properties especially more energy efficient, and then the whole issue around antisocial behaviour, especially some of the estates that have got a kind of ongoing a sort of a stigma and bad reputation that they're trying to get out of, and how do we help sort of estates get out of this reputation so that people who live there aren't stigmatised for it. Talking about local resolution, community liaison, maybe using restorative practices or other ideas to kind of help with local disputes so that things don't get out of hand.